last month at UFC 205. Michael Bisping, he was in the stands watching Yoel Romero and Chris Weidman fight. And then after Yoel and Michael had a bit of an exchange of words, what do you think about if Michael fights Yoel next?
Well, Michael's going to fight whoever's next. I mean, and I've been asked plenty of times, who would you like to see him next? Whoever they put in front of him. I mean, Mike's never ducked a guy in his entire career. He'll fight anybody. You know, I think it's an exciting fight. Yoel Romero is a bona fide beast. You know, he's a pretty scary individual, but Michael's been in there with everybody. He's been in there with every scary man, big, small, tall, fast, strong, indifferent. It doesn't matter. He's been in there with everybody, and I'm real confident in Mike in that fight, and I'm excited for that fight. And hopefully it builds up that fight, and hopefully they can talk proper shit on each other, because obviously we know Mike does that well, and looks like Romero's willing to engage a little bit, so that'll be fun.
Have there been talks about that fight happening?
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course there's been time. There's talks about all. It goes back to what we're answering your question about Chris and the opportunities and who's been reached out to. Of course, it's a stacked division, that middleweight division, and the matchmakers and stuff. It's a puzzle game for them, I'm sure, and they probably spend a lot of time trying to work out what's going to work out best. Has that been discussed? There's no doubt in my mind. I'm sure it has. Again, I've probably even been told it has. I'm not remembering right now, but of course, I'm thinking that's our next fight. It's been talked about, so hopefully it is. And if it's somebody else, then good on that one too. We'll defend the title there.
And when do you think he will be back in the octagon to defend his title?
Michael Bisping? Yes. As soon as he can. What's nice for me is I enjoy the fact that Michael's not in the gym right now. He actually texted me this morning. He was supposed to come this morning. He's like, hey, I'm going to come in next week, but I'm at home working out. And it's like no stress, man. Michael needs a little bit of time off. He's had some injuries. He's repairing right now. He's going to be chomping at the bit, though. He's probably the reason why he's even texting me is he's chomping at the bit, because Michael likes to fight. He likes, the competition. He loves the whole spotlight. He loves the whole 9 yards. So he'll be ready. My guess, he's going to be ready to fight within the next few months. Sometime after the New Year's, obviously. I'm sure he'll be scheduled, by the New Year's.
Leading up to our talks about Yoel Romero, though, he did kind of mention a couple concerns regarding Yoel's kind of like physique and the drug testing. Do you think if Yoel is the next opponent for Michael Bisping, that his drug testing should be intensified?
1,000%. I mean, I 100% agree with that. I mean, that's what it was one of our first discussions. Like, well, let's make sure that USADA's sitting at his front door at least once a week. And physiques are the way they are. Some people are genetically just more gifted than others. And I understand that. He personally has been busted for it, so that raises your eyebrow. And the way he looks at a 38-year-old man, like a freak of nature, and it is what it is. We want everybody tested. Michael's tested time and time again. Michael's been clean, has always been a clean fighter, has never messed around with any performance-enhancing drugs ever in his life, and he's continually tested. And a guy that has been tested dirty should be tested as much, if not more. You know what I mean? So I definitely believe that he should be tested out on a weekly basis, because let's go into this thing clean. Michael suffered in his life. He's suffered almost career-ending injuries. He's suffered losses. He's lost wages because of those losses due to competing against athletes that are on steroids, that we all know that they were on steroids. So with that being said, I mean, in fairness to him holding that title, he should be able to fight that title on a fair playing ground,